Yeah. This is Lab Notes. I'm the one man gang sitting here talking to the OG, the veteran MC, part of Deep Space 5, my man Sivion, man. So we getting it in, talking a little bit about his past. We're going to go ahead and transition a little bit to his future, his present, and then to his future. All right, so right now there's a sea of musicians out there creating a lot of dope records. What separates you from the content that's out there right now?
I would just say sincerity. Like, I mean, I don't have an agenda to, sell a million records or make sure, I got the bombest club hit, or like, there's a lot of things that motivate artists to do certain types of music. For me, it's just love of music. I love, the fact that my music is accessible. Elect Recordings has been dope to me throughout my career. Josh, he's just been ride or die. Like, I can pretty much, he trusts me to whatever I present to him, he trusts that it'll be dope. And then usually when he hears it, he's like, just as I thought, it's going to be dope. And then he puts it out and he pushes it hard, puts vinyl behind it, whatever. I just like to put out good music. And I think that separates, when you listen to what's out, in a lot of areas, I mean, with lo-fi kind of, making a kind of like a comeback, if you will, sampling kind of coming back. Just even like kind of just 90s hip hop-ish type production coming back with mainstream, MCs, just killing these beats that, you ain't heard that kind of beat in a long time, but they're bringing it back to the roots of, the stuff that made hip hop dope. And it's like, that, and then the next song will be trap or whatever, which is cool, whatevs, to each his own. But yeah, I don't have an agenda like that. Like, that's just not how I'm wired. Like, I'm not like, okay, so I got this record coming up and I need to make sure that it, hits the full spectrum. I need a Caribbean joint on there. I need one that has like reggaeton, and I need a house joint, and then, one for the dance, one to, then, B-boy one. And then I don't think like that. I'm just like, let me collect, 10 of the dopest beats that, or 10 or 12 of the dopest beats I, have in front of me right now. Live for the now. This is what's going on in my life right now. Rock that. The
content of your records is deeply rooted in spirituality. And some may not know that on first glance, right? Some may not pick that up on first glance. But when you listen to what you're actually saying, it's very deeply rooted in spirituality. And the cool thing about it is that even though it's rooted in spirituality, you don't come off as preachy or anything like that. So my question to you is, how are you able to connect with the beats and also connect with the casual listeners without coming off as too aggressive?
I mean, for me, like, it's funny, like, and it just depends on who's asking, right? Like, in some circles, I'm like, not preachy enough. I'm not gospel enough. It's like, do you even love the Lord? You're not even a gospel rapper or whatever. And then in another circle, it's like, bro, you're too preachy. Like, you're just like, it's all in my face. Like, why are you so, sometimes the content can be a little, degrading on my mind or whatever. So it's like, it just depends on the listener. Like, for me, I'm just trying to be as authentically me as possible. So if, every song doesn't say, have Jesus in it as far as being specifically referenced. I don't reference a bunch of like scripture, verse and chapter. Like, I don't do any of that stuff. It's just, God has an impact in my life. I see him in everything. Like, I can't even like, I can't even say I don't. Like, when I look at, my house and just the things around me, I see him everywhere. So it's like, in my music, I just call it like I see it, and so he's a part of it. I'm not trying to, use my music as like a mission field to like convert people to Christianity or nothing. It's like, it's just, they talk about spreading the good news. It's like, the good news, I got good news. I'm happy about it. Like, it's just, so I'm gonna share it because I'm happy about, what he's doing in my life. But, but not to the point that I'm trying to like influence you. You got to see it for yourself, you want to talk, let's talk. We could, I'm an open book. We can holler, but ultimately, I'm gonna tell you, you can believe what you believe. I'm gonna believe what I believe. But as for me and what I've seen in my life, and where he's held me down where no one else did, that comes out of my music. So, for the most part, I hope the listeners hear the transparency and the sincerity of the raps and of the message. And it's not like, there's no agenda, there's no, anything like that. It's just me just sharing my heart and what's in my heart. And from the abundance of my heart, my mouth speaks, period.